Hello Wolf Club, and welcome to our virtual adventure. We got a big treat today. We are doing leaves, and we're going to show you a little trick about streams. So before you start this video, if you haven't gone on an adventure and collected some leaves, please stop the video and do so. Go out into nature, your backyard, with your parents' permission, or even take your parents along or whoever you live with, and go collect some leaves. There's all different kinds of species of trees in Florida, but go out and pick at least two different shaped leaves. If you haven't done so, go take a hike and go on the hunt for some leaves. If you've already been on the adventure and you've collected leaves, we've collected some leaves here, these make-believe leaves. We have tracing leaves, but we want you to use the real thing because you're outdoors and you can find them. I have a white oak leaf. We know it's a white oak leaf because it's got round edges. And we've collected a tulip poplar, or a yellow poplar some people call. It looks like a poplar flower. If you can see that, it looks like a tulip. It's tulip poplar. Also, if your parents may have remember Alice in Wonderland, it looks like the Cheshire Cat. You can see its ears and a big smile. That's the leaf of the tulip poplar. So when you've collected your leaves, what you'll need is some paper, just some simple construction paper, and some crayons. I've picked two of my favorite colors of green and orange. You will simply put your leaf that you found on the table, and you will place the paper over top of it. Holding the leaf, you're going to press it down, and we're simply going to trace it. Take out your color, and you are just going to rub it like so. Follow it down, press lightly, and look at that. You have traced your leaf complete. So we'll talk about that. That is the white oak. Now I'm going to place my second one, the tulip poplar, and press it. And we're going to change up colors here. And we're going to start with my favorite color of orange. See, it traces perfectly. For someone like me that can't draw, this is a lot of fun. So, these are two leaves from deciduous trees. That's a fancy word of saying that they lose their leaves every year in the fall. It's November, so it's fall in the south, and you will start seeing leaves change color, falling off trees. That is deciduous leaves. Evergreen trees stay green all year long, so that's why they're called evergreen. But these deciduous trees that drop their leaves, this one, the tulip poplar, and this one, the white oak. White oak is very important for deer species or wildlife species like deer. It produces acorns, and that's a good mass, what we call mass food for wildlife. You can call it mass, but it's a very, very important for wildlife, good food source. And the tulip poplar, it is what we call a pioneer species. That means that once you clear off an area and sunlight reaches the floor, it is one of the first tree species that will grow. It grows big and tall and nice and straight. It's very important for the lumber industry to build stuff with. So what you see here, you have two different leaves from two different tree species. You have, again, tulip poplar and white oak. But you see some similarities. They all have what I like to call a midrib. Okay, there's the midrib, the stem actually going into the midrib. Here, the stem is what's connected to the branch. And then you'd have the twig, a petiole, and then you have the midrib here. And these are veins. Okay, so veins. All right, so What do you think the veins do? They bring water and nutrients to the plant. And they also provide support from the leaf that goes back into the trees. A leaf's main job is to capture sunlight for the tree. So it gets out and it helps the tree grow through a process called photosynthesis. All right. So what does this also look like? You see the veins here? They also, to me, look like streams. How many people's ever looked at a map and seen a valley of streams? There's all kinds of waterways in our area in Florida. So if you were to erase the lines and look just at the veins, it looks like a big river. And this could be a watershed. A watershed is an area that's affected by the main source of flow. So this could be the watershed. It's very important to know the watershed because of pollutants and other things that can affect our environment. So this would come out and branch off. And geologists and environmentalists, biologists, and all these other folks think that's very important to know because we want to positively affect our environment that we live in. So what they do is they do stream ordering. And it's very important to know what areas may flood or affect the watershed. So for some extra cool fun, let's talk about some STEM math. This is a leaf that's been blotted out. This is a river system. So we're going to do some simple stream math. So begin with the top of the drainage. So right here's the top. Let's say this is the top. Okay. And we're going to, first order streams are at the loose ends. So this is a loose end, so that would be a 1. This is a loose end, that would be a 1. This is a loose end, so that would be a 1. Okay? So those are all first order streams. When two first order streams meet, they form a second order stream. That's important because you have two water sources that come together to form this big branch here. So it's all connected. Again, loose ends are first order. And then when we're two first join, they make a second. Now what happens when you think two second order streams join? That's right, they form a third order. And then you're getting into some big heavy flow there. You have a lot running into the main system. So here is the example. This is how we broke that down. First order forms a 2, and then two 2s form a 3. If you have a 1 running into a 2, that doesn't make a 3. It takes two stream orders to make a third. So 2 2 makes a third stream order. 2 3s make a 4, and so forth. So let's see if we can do that back to our river system here. So let's take a look at our leaf tracings. All loose ends are first orders. Okay, so if you have two first order streams, what does that turn into? That turns into a second order. All right, so do you have a first order here? Would this be a third order? No, because it is just a first and a second. So to have fun, let's see if you can map out your watershed. Leave us comments in the below on YouTube or post to our Facebook page at UF Okaloosa 4-H and let us know how wild about nature you are. Another fun thing to do with these is I like to have a leaf collection. I want to see how many leaves that I can find. There's hundreds of different tree species. So we went out and collected today the white oak and the yellow poplar or tulip poplar. So for fun, you can start your leaf collection. A little bit advanced, when I was in college, we had to learn scientific names because this tree has two different names. It has yellow poplar and tulip poplar. Depending on where I'm from, I may not know that we're talking about the same tree. So we have this fancy thing called scientific names. On the white oak, it is Quercus alba. And if you study this as a biologist, you know Quercus means oak. That means it's in the oak family. And alba means white. So albino, like an albino deer or albino raccoon, something that doesn't have any color. Albinoism, that's how they got that word. So literally, white oak, Quercus alba, oak white. Thank you for tuning into this club. Hopefully soon we can start doing things hands-on and face-to-face. If you have any questions, you can email me at rcowan1@ufl.edu or hit the like button, subscribe to our YouTube channel, or like us on 4-H Okaloosa on Facebook. And we also have a Twitter at 4Okaloosa. So check us out, Wolf Club members. Thank you.